Thank you for staying with us, and a warm welcome to those who've just joined us. This is All Angles here on eNCA. Now, to the devastating floods that have ravaged different parts of the country. In Coffee Bay in the Eastern Cape, the search for two people who went missing continues. Several people have been confirmed dead. And mop-up operations continue in parts of Gauteng and the Free State after floods left a trail of destruction around the Vaal Dam. Now, eNCA reporters Ronald Masinda is in Coffee Bay, while Manqoba Mchunu is in Dennisville in the Free State. Manqoba, I'm going to start with you in terms of what's happening there in Dennisville. I wonder how mop-up operations look this morning.
Well, Maseko, I can tell you that there are little mop-up operations that are taking place here in Dennisville, and this is because of the situation here on the ground. Of course, many of the areas here in the Dennisville are still flooded. We're actually in one of the holiday resorts here in the area, which, as you can see, Maseko, is still pretty much underwater. This is one of the areas in that resort. It's a bar area, we understand, and it's been flooded ever since Sunday when those sluice gates were opened at the Vaal River. And this place, Maseko, is not far from the Vaal Dam itself. In fact, from here, you can see those 12 sluice gates that have been opened to release some of the pressure from the dam. And you can see, Maseko, still pretty much flooded. The entire resort has been flooded. And really, they're just trying right now to salvage the little that's left, whatever they can salvage. But we're going to give you a picture, Maseko, just how bad the situation is here. And I'm just going to ask my colleague, Muhammad just to come with us. We are going to get into this canoe just to give you a picture. And the reason why we're getting into this canoe, Maseko, is because the entire establishment is flooded. So there is literally no ground to walk on. Everything is underwater. And this is the only way that this resort and the staff can be able to get to some of the areas, to get to some of the offices, to try and salvage some of the things that are left inside here. So this, what you're seeing now, Maseko, is just the outside of this resort. And as you can see, Maseko, it is entirely covered in water. We understand that this, what you're seeing here on the left, is one of the areas where people would sit. They would braai there. They'll have, meat, and they will be able to dine in that particular area. But as you can see, most of it is underwater. And there, you can see an office here, Maseko. We're told that this office is elevated because of the issue of flooding. They've built it to be elevated so that it doesn't get flooded. But as we understand now, almost half of it is underwater as we speak. We also have, chalets that are here and places where people can book and they can sleep in those places. That also has been flooded, totally flooded. It's underwater, and right now the only way to access it is if you'll be going through the boat here, as you can see some of the staff members here. But Maseko, the situation quite bad here. I can tell you that the water hasn't receded at all here in this area. In fact, they are telling us that instead of the water going down, they've been seeing the water steadily increasing here. So they've had to evacuate a lot of the equipment. They've tried to salvage the little that they can. And I understand that on the left here is one of the workshops here, and you can see, Maseko, some of those machines that are drenched in water. They're inside the water, and we're told that they've been trying to get some of them out, but they've not been successful as far as that is concerned. So these are just residents here and staff members around these areas that are trying their level best to get whatever they can, Maseko. Many of the residents here have been evacuated. They have been moved to other areas. Some of them have had to go and stay with their relatives because of the situation here. And the only way that they can get to some of their belongings is to use boats and canoes just to get to this area that are flooded. But what we understand so far, Maseko, is that as far as the Vaal Dam is concerned, it's still at 120 capacity, which is over the 100% capacity that it's supposed to have. And so the 12 sluice gates remain open. And for these communities that live here just along the Vaal River or the Vaal Dam, Maseko, this means that the flooding in these areas is going to continue. In fact, I was speaking to one of the holiday resorts also here in the area that was telling us that, in fact, the water seems to be rising here in Dennisville. It's not going down. and so they've really been forced to try and take the little that they can. In fact, we saw one of the owners there this morning saying that on Monday the water was not at this level, but it's seemingly going up because of the fact that these sluice gates continue to be open. The department, of course, saying that they don't have a choice as far as that is concerned, because if at all they do not open these sluice gates, this could result in a bigger disaster when it comes to the wall infrastructure itself, the dam wall infrastructure itself, which could rupture if not for this release of water to be done. And so it is quite still a dire situation here as far as the flooding is concerned. Many people here, I can tell you, Masigo, when you walk around here, it feels like you're walking in a ghost town, because many residents here have been evacuated. We're going to get up of here, Masigo, just to speak to the owner of this resort, just to get a sense from him on the losses that they have incurred and the situation as far as his business is concerned. We understand that even the swimming pool of this resort, Masigo, is also underwater. If I can just step this side and just speak to Carl Helden Hayes, just to give us a sense of what is going on here. Carl, thank you very much for speaking to us. I know that you're quite frustrated, you're worried about business. How's the situation so far? How has it been the last few days?
Well, it's gone into real disaster situation. In 21 years, never had the water level as high as what it is now. Can't understand why there's only 12 sluice gates open. In November, we were in a similar situation. The water level was 115%. They had 18 sluice gates open. The question is, when we went from 10 sluice gates to 12 sluice gates, it took them over 3 hours longer than what they said it would take to open the extra 2 sluice gates. But it is what it is, and we're just trying to save what we can, backing everything above the water. But every day the water climbs 2 bricks, 20 centimeters, which is about this much, and on this surface of this dam, it's a lot of water.
All right, thank you for speaking to us, Carl. Yeah. Okay, well, as you can see, Masigo, the situation quite dire.